Something big is about to happen in the crypto markets right now. I'll be talking to you guys about a potential huge breakout here for, of course, the driver of the crypto markets, which is Bitcoin. It is on the verge of a big move right now. Will it actually break to the upside, like the probabilities are in favor of, or will it drop down from here because we're basically at the top trend line of a resistance before a huge breakout? We're going to be taking a look into the charts right now. We're also going to be taking a look into Uniswap and its potential rally, as well as a few other altcoins, which would include Toshi. Taking a look into what's going on in Toshi again, following up on my previous update this week. And of course, we're going to take a look into Kaspa as well. I know you guys are here for the altcoins, but you guys cannot analyze the altcoins without taking a deeper dive into Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin pumps, that's going to be very good for the altcoins, and it's going to be very bad if Bitcoin dumps from here. If you guys do want to skip to the altcoins, I highly recommend you guys don't. It's going to be beyond the 10-minute mark, okay? Now, let's go ahead and take a look into Bitcoin news and some major crypto news here. I'll give you guys my instant reaction into what's going on with some macro news here. Okay, this is by News BTC. Bitcoin braces for a Fed shakeup as Trump eyes Powell exits. I mean, without getting into too much detail here, from what I understand is that, Powell can't really be fired. I mean, I guess Trump could put pressure on Powell to actually, lower rates sooner. But according to the CME Fed Watch tool, okay, which I think you guys should pay attention to because it's been very accurate. Let's pull that up right now, okay? This is the CME Watch tool for Fed rate cuts. I've been using this for a couple of years, and this is CMEgroup.com. It has been very accurate. Of course, the probabilities are going to change as, time goes on. But what I'm seeing here for July rate cuts, it's still not likely. Yeah, I mean we're above 20% now versus before a couple of days ago it was like 10% or in the teens. But what I'm really looking at here is a September ease here, where we're actually seeing a above 90% ease for September. Okay, so I think the markets are going to be anticipating that, and there's going to be moves before that happens, and I think it's going to be bullish moves. Okay. Now, of course, what I'm saying here is purely my opinions and speculations. None of what I'm saying here is financial advice. Of course, you got to do your own due diligence, but I think we have some pretty good data backing up what I'm saying here. Let's come over here to Cointelegraph. Bitcoin loans are back, rewriting the book Celsius Burned. Now, if you guys have been around this long to remember what Celsius was, that was a disaster. Without getting into too much details, I mean, I'm glad to see that Bitcoin is being used for other purposes other than trading. You guys could probably read more into these headlines and this news here if you guys want, but I'm just going to be reacting to the headlines here. And all this news I am actually pulling from TradingView, where you can see news, you can see other traders sharing their ideas, and of course, most importantly, using these more advanced charts and indicators to learn technical analysis, to actually break down charts across the market. It doesn't matter what symbol, it doesn't matter what coin. If you guys are new to trading, you guys definitely want to get a TradingView plan. Otherwise, you guys are just going to be walking blind in this market. I do have an affiliate link in the description section below. If you guys sign up using my link, it's for under $20 a month. I will get a commission, and that supports my channel. And thank you very much. Let's go on to the next piece here. This is by News BTC. Bitcoin lockdown, 14 million Bitcoin now in cold storage as holders dig in. This is definitely bullish news here because as more Bitcoin is now in cold storage, that means they're not going to be available to be traded, and that decreases the supply on the markets. And when the supply decreases and the demand increases, that's going to jack up the price. Next one here. This is by Cointelegraph. A small crypto trading prodigy nets $1.5 million using unorthodox strategy. Definitely something I'll be interested in reading if I have some time, but I am pretty busy. If you guys are interested in this piece here, definitely take a look. I am I am a firm believer in trading and being able to develop your own methods in trading, right? Just trading independently. I hardly listen to much news. I'm sharing this news for the sake of amusement for you guys, really. But I trade pretty independently, and I think that is the ultimate goal: is to be able to just look at a chart and decide for yourself. Let just voiding out outside noise. Next one here. Cointelegraph, Bitcoin long-term holders stack 800k Bitcoin per month in record hodl run. Yeah, that's definitely bullish, right? Yeah, I mean, what else can I say? It's definitely bullish. There's more long-term holders, and that takes away the supply that's tradable in the markets. Let's come back here to the charts, okay? Okay, let's talk about Bitcoin real quick. And we can't talk about Bitcoin without talking about the stock market. And the stock market has actually broke all-time highs as of yesterday, and now it is still running. I don't see any weakness on the daily time frame in terms of the RSI, right, which is a indicator I love to use, right? It's very simple. It's very easy to read. Okay. I don't see a weakness indicator in the 3-day time frame. Actually closes in more than 3 days because it takes into consideration of the weekend. But what I'm seeing here is I don't see any weakness on this 3-day time frame so far, but it doesn't close for another 3 days. But right now, if it closes this way, then there's definitely not weakness according to the RSI. What I will be paying attention to is what's coming up as a close in the next 4 hours, because the weekly time frame looks like there could be potential uh, bearish divergence. Okay, we do have to beat a RSI reading of let's see here, of about 63, let's just say, because that was the RSI reading from the previous high here. And if we were to make a higher high, you have to make a higher high on the RSI as well, a noticeably higher high, to avoid bearish divergence, which usually indicates a pullback. Now let's come over here to the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin chart, like I said, why is I've been saying S&P 500 is very important because it's highly correlated with Bitcoin. If the S&P 500 looks good, then chances are Bitcoin is going to be looking good as well. It has not broken out yet. Okay, we are still looking at this 110k resistance, which is basically this cup and handle pattern on this weekly time frame. If we actually zoom in a little bit, we also have a falling wedge pattern, which tends to break to the upside with the price target of just right underneath 120k. But what's important is that this is gonna, if this breaks out to the upside, then that takes Bitcoin out of this cup and handle pattern, which has a price target of 145k. Okay. Now, price targets are estimates only. It could be more, it could be less, right? Let's also zoom in a little bit more because I got more for you guys here. On this hourly time frame, also a falling wedge pattern. It looks like it's just trying to break out here. Smaller falling wedge pattern. If it breaks out by this point, it's going to give Bitcoin a price target of about 100 and just right underneath 110K here. A little more than 109. Okay, so definitely something to be watching out for. As I think that moves are going to be happening very soon. Of course, got to consider the downside risk as well, because even though these patterns tend to break to the upside, there is still a chance it breaks to the downside, and when that happens, that's not going to be good for the altcoins. Let's come over here to, we're going to be talking about Uniswap and see what's going on in this market. I have not traded Uniswap for quite some time, okay, but if the opportunity presents itself, I will probably take a leverage position for a scalp, okay. Now I am bullish on basically the entire crypto markets. I trade Bitcoin, I have Bitcoin, I have Litecoin, I have Ethereum, and quite a bit of these altcoins across the board. So my opinion on the market is, of course, still bullish until I tell you guys otherwise. So let's take a look here. What's happening with Uniswap and why is a potential rally likely? Okay, so Uniswap here. Let's take a look. Daily time frame. Let's actually come over here to the 12-hour time frame where I can show you guys a validated falling wedge pattern, which is a pattern you guys should definitely be training your eyes to see because it's probably the most common pattern and it's a very powerful pattern. Now, 12-hour time frame actually broke out of this falling wedge pattern. Price target is going to be about $14. Okay, broke out of it. This breakout still valid. Let's take a look into a smaller time frame and get more clarity on what Uniswap could be doing. Okay, 6-hour time frame actually. 6-hour time frame. Falling wedge pattern again. The bears actually try to break down from this pattern. However, the bulls just bought it right back up. It wicks back into the pattern. So this pattern's still valid. Price target out of this falling wedge pattern, if it breaks out by this point, is going to give you about $8.70 just right underneath. So this is basically what I'm seeing for Uniswap. Okay, and if the price action gets to that price target, what would you do? Well, what I would do is I would chart what's consolidating at that pattern there, at that price level there. If it consolidates, and see if I can get any clarity on if it's going to pull back or if it's going to continue upwards, just like what I'm doing here, zooming in. All right, so that's basically what I'm seeing for Uniswap. If you guys want to see more of Uniswap, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll bring you guys an update if enough of you guys want to see it. Let's come over here to Toshi. See what's going on in this market. I know I've had a few questions about Toshi and what it could do next. Well, what I think is basically what's on the charts, and it's going to be in terms of probabilities, okay? Nothing is 100% in this market, of course, but what I think, with Toshi, what could happen is, well, there is a bullish pattern here, which is basically a falling wedge pattern. Again, you guys, like I said, it's going to be it's probably the most common pattern to train your eyes to see and to start with learning technical analysis. So what I'm seeing here is daily time frame, right? Price target, if it breaks out by this point, which is the more likely scenario, it's going to give Toshi a 0.08 cents price target if it breaks out by this point, and if it breaks out to the upside. Downside, definitely want to pay attention to that as well. But on the downside, if Toshi actually comes back to retest about that 0.039 cents level, there's a high chance that there's going to be bullish divergence, because if you actually look at the strength of that bounce, chances are it's going to be very hard for the bears to beat that RSI reading and go lower than that. So that's basically what I'm seeing for Toshi here. It's in favor of a break to the upside, okay? Now, by when, I don't know exactly. You could kind of time it by just looking at the pattern here, but you can't really get the exact timing, okay? That is not what technical analysis is for. But you could get at least a a more accurate estimate, right? As the price action gets tighter within this pattern and gets to the end of it, then the probability of a move happening is going to be increasing because the pattern it's running to the end of the pattern. Kaspa, see what's going on in this market here. Okay, been talking about this daily time frame. Kaspa, daily time frame price target is still valid for this falling wedge pattern. Okay, 15 cents, about 15 cents price target on the smaller time frame here. Okay, it did also break out of another falling wedge pattern, and just 2 days ago, price target for this one it's about 10 cents. Okay, it is trying to get above some resistance. Moving averages above the price action is going to be your resistance, a noticeable resistance. In this case, daily 21 SMA at about 0.77 cents. The blue line is going to be your immediate resistance. Of course, there's going to be moving averages across different time frames. And of course, if the moving averages are on a bigger time frame, it's going to take more time to get above them, right? I mean, you can just imagine. So that's basically what I'm seeing for this market, for Uniswap, for Toshi, for Kaspa. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, or if you guys want to continue seeing these coins again. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, letting me know you guys do want to see more of these coins. Let me know if you guys have any requests to do any other altcoins in this market. I'll pick one request to do it on a daily basis for you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.